My wife cheated on me with a sociopath. After months of lies and secrets, I uncovered the darkest truth I could ever imagine. And the life I once knew was gone forever. I am a 32-year-old man, and my wife is a 28-year-old woman. In the beginning, it was perfect. She was my soulmate, and I was hers. We shared similar interests in sports, entertainment, social issues, vacation destinations, and more. We were happy for years. But things began to change when my wife became more distant, even colder. Let me give you some background. We had been together for 7 years. For 5 of those years, we were genuinely happy. I felt like I was her world, and she was mine. We spent time with friends, and she often smiled at me for no reason. She cared for me when I was sick, just as I cared for her. She always supported me when I needed it. She was my rock, my best friend, my only one. We did many things together: hiking, camping, wildlife resorts, attending football matches. We were passionate about each other. I never wanted her to change. When I met her, she was beautiful with curly brunette hair and a dazzling smile. Her character was so pleasant. She always made me feel special. I never felt inadequate or insecure. For more than 5 years, it was wonderful. But then a new supervisor appeared at her work. I'll call him Mike, a 30-year-old man. At first, she would come home and casually mention him. She said he was funny and made people feel good. At first, I was a little surprised because she normally came home, asked about my day, and only then talked about hers. But suddenly, Mike was the first thing she mentioned. I ignored it, thinking he was just a new face at her job, a refreshing change after years with the same colleagues. Weeks passed. My wife seemed more distant and reserved. She worked late more often. That hadn't bothered me before. She sometimes stayed late. But one day, when we were supposed to visit a mutual friend named Dennis, who had been diagnosed with a serious illness, everything changed. My wife, usually empathetic and supportive, did not show up. I waited at home for her so we could go together, but she didn't arrive. I thought she was running late, maybe having after-work drinks. I called her, no answer. I texted her, nothing. After waiting, I went to Dennis's place alone. We talked about his illness and how he was coping. I felt so bad for him. Such a good man, treated cruelly by life. When I returned home, furious and worried, Kelly still wasn't back. No calls, no messages. I feared she might have been in an accident. I called her coworker Janice, who I trusted. She said Kelly had been there, but when she left, she stayed behind with Mike. I was angry. We'd known Dennis for years, and she chose to stay with a man she barely knew. I told myself there had to be an explanation. That wasn't like Kelly. Eventually, she came home and saw me waiting. She asked what was wrong. I said, "Dennis." Her eyes widened with shock. She apologized, saying she had lost track of time with colleagues. She listed people she was with, but when I asked directly about Mike, she admitted he was there too. Inside, I remembered what Janice had said. Kelly seemed casual, but I was consumed with anger. The next day, I didn't press her. She had never lied before. I tried to rationalize, but days later, she grew even more distant. She came home late, showed no affection, and was constantly on her phone. I asked who she was talking to. She brushed it off as a work friend. Nervous, she said no when I asked if it was Mike, then added, "But what's the problem if it was?" She was defensive, something new for her. I told her, "Why do you keep talking about him? He's been around less than a month and you idolize him. You even forgot Dennis, who's sick." She denied idolizing Mike, but I knew I'd hit a nerve. That night, I waited until she slept and checked her phone. I found countless questionable messages between her and Mike. I took photos for proof. A week passed, and nothing changed. Late nights, no affection. I confided in a friend who said maybe I was being paranoid and should try something new, like surprising her with a special dinner. I liked the idea. I texted Kelly, asked if she was free after work. She said yes. I bought her favorite wine, flowers she loved, and planned the evening so there'd be no chores, just us. When she got home, her eyes looked sad. She apologized, saying a coworker was throwing a surprise birthday party that night and she couldn't miss it. She left almost immediately without even changing clothes. I was frustrated but silent. After months of suspicion, I knew I needed proof. I wasn't proud of what I did next, but I placed a tracker on her car. I pretended to work late so she wouldn't notice. I watched as she left home, then tracked her further out of the city until she parked in a secluded lot. She waited until another car pulled up beside hers. It was Mike. She got out and entered his car. I recorded everything for evidence. In the following days, she acted normal. She smiled, held my hand at breakfast, massaged my hand gently. I almost broke down but held it in. One day, while she was at work, I searched our shared laptop. Nothing. But in her drawer, I found an iPad. It wasn't mine. It had no password. Inside, I found a folder of explicit photos. Not for me, worse, there were videos. I clicked them, numb. Mike was in them. And not just him, other people, including a man I knew, someone with disgusting tattoos of extremist groups. My wife was with him too. I was horrified. Kelly had always hated intolerance, just like me. Yet here she was with these people. I copied all the files as proof. My heart broke further. I couldn't understand why she refused fantasies with me, but gave everything to him. I confided in Dennis. He was disgusted, shocked, and supportive. He told me I needed to leave, to start fresh, to find someone genuine. He said confronting her was pointless. She had already chosen. From that moment, my decision was made. Divorce. I contacted a lawyer and prepared. I waited 3 weeks for the papers. The day they arrived, I acted. Kelly left for work and I packed essentials. I placed the divorce papers carefully on the kitchen table with my wedding ring on top. Then I left. I stayed with my college friend Tom in another city. That night, my phone exploded with calls and messages. It was Kelly. Apologies, please. I love you. We need to talk. I ignored her. I blocked her number. I deleted social media accounts. She emailed me begging for forgiveness. I replied once, "No, all I want is divorce." She insisted Mike meant nothing, that I was the man she loved. Funny thing is, I never told her why I left, but her guilty conscience betrayed her. I told my therapist everything. She said deep down, I wanted her to beg, to feel the pain I felt. She warned me that meeting her would give away control. Still, she advised if I did meet her to ask the hard questions. So I set the terms. If she wanted to meet, she had to agree to my rules. One honest answer for every question. No evasive replies like it just happened or I don't know. If she walked away without answering, reconciliation would be impossible. She had to answer even if the truth hurt me. If she was late, then we'd do it the hard way through court, she agreed. We arranged to meet at a neutral location, near the beach, where there would be some people around, but not too many. The day arrived. I sat there, nervous but prepared, my phone recording the whole thing. She walked up, glamorous as always, but visibly stressed. She tried to hug me. I extended my arm to stop her. No hugs, we sat down. She tried to make small talk, but I wasn't interested. I began, "When did you first kiss him?" She lowered her head and said, "The first week, on Friday." "When did you first sleep with him?" "The same day, Friday." "Where?" "At his house." I stared at her coldly. "Did you ever do it in our bed?" She hesitated, then nodded. "Yes." She began to cry. She admitted it happened multiple times, even when I was away, and that neighbors had seen Mike but assumed he was just a co-worker. She kept repeating, "I'm sorry," but I silenced her with a gesture. "Did you tell him about me?" "About being married?" "Yes," she said. But things were confusing at the time. Then I asked a question my therapist told me to. "When you first talked to Mike, how soon did he start asking about me?" "About our marriage?" She paused, then admitted, "Almost right away. He asked if we were happy, how long we'd been together." I pressed her. "And that didn't strike you as strange? That a man you barely knew was asking personal questions about your marriage?" She shook her head. "I thought he was just curious." I let that sink in, then turned to the darkest truth. I referenced the extremist friend of Mike's. "Did you hear about the racist attack at the store last week?" I asked. She nodded, saying how awful it was. I stayed silent. Her eyes widened. She knew I had seen the videos. For the first time, she completely broke down. She sobbed uncontrollably for minutes. When she regained control, she said Mike had chosen her. made her feel special like a drug she couldn't quit. She admitted she did whatever he wanted, even things she once swore she would never do. He told her, "If you don't make me happy, someone else will." She said she panicked, desperate to please him, and gave in. I stared at her in disgust. She said, "He made me feel like I was chosen. All the other women wanted him, but he picked me." I know it's pathetic, but I couldn't stop. I told her, "Millions of people fight addictions every day and seek help. You didn't. You chose to betray me. You are weak and shameless." She cried harder, admitting she had been cruel to me, neglecting me, making me feel worthless. She begged for forgiveness, but I told her, "For 11 months you treated me like garbage. You looked at me with disgust. You wouldn't let me touch you. You destroyed me. And now you say you love me? That's impossible." Finally, I asked, "Do you love him?" She shook her head violently. "No, I hate him. I hate myself more." We spoke for hours. She admitted everything. She claimed she ended things with Mike the moment she saw the divorce papers and my ring on the kitchen table. She said she felt ashamed, that she finally realized what she had done. I told her plainly, "You only came here because I was your safety net. It's over. You can't say you love me and do what you did." She tried to argue, but I reminded her of the truth. For nearly a year, she had drained me of self-worth. She had made me reclusive, depressed, overeating, while she was out every night, buying new clothes, going to the gym, becoming a different person. She treated me like trash. I told her, "You were my best friend and my soulmate, and you made me hate myself." It got so bad I thought about ending it all. "That's what you did to me!" She cried harder, begging, apologizing. People at the beach began to notice. I asked her to breathe, to calm down. Then she admitted something else. "It was him feeding me toxic thoughts about you. He made me believe you were holding me back, that you didn't respect me." I asked again, "Do you love him?" She repeated, "No, I hate him. I hate myself." After the meeting, I walked away thinking about everything she had said. My therapist later told me Mike showed signs of being a sociopath, asking about my marriage so early, targeting her not out of love, but as a challenge to destroy something stable. He manipulated her, and through her, he manipulated me. It made sense. But even if she was manipulated, it didn't matter. She still chose him. She betrayed me. She destroyed our marriage. I reported the affair to HR. I wasn't the only one. Apparently, others had complained too. Mike left the company soon after. Kelly also quit before she could be fired. She moved back with her parents and started therapy. I still spoke to some of her family and mutual friends. They told me she was broken, ashamed, and that Mike had wrecked her life. But I didn't care. I was done. The divorce was finalized within weeks. Even now, I can't imagine reconciling. Even if she was manipulated, even if she said she still loved me, how could I ever trust her again? Cheating is selfish. Cheaters only take responsibility when they're caught or when they see divorce papers on the table. I will never marry again. The damage runs too deep. I still feel inadequate, but I'm trying to move on. Gym, hiking, camping with friends, slowly healing. This is my last update. Thank you to everyone who commented, supported, and gave advice. I read everything. I appreciate it deeply.
Comment from the Reddit Observer. This story shows how betrayal doesn't always come just from weakness, but sometimes from manipulation and toxic influence. Yet, no matter the excuse, the pain of infidelity is real and lasting. What do you think? Was she only a victim of a sociopath, or did she make her own selfish choices? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching until the end. If this story struck you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss more shocking Reddit stories. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.